Is anyone else struggling with what to wear these days? I feel like styles change faster than dating trends, and I certainly don't want to be buying new clothes all the time just to keep up. So enter Armoire. Armoire allows you to rent high-quality designer clothing for every occasion. And when I signed up, I took a style quiz, and based on my preferences, they offer suggestions that would best match my lifestyle. The more I rent, the more on point the suggestions get. I recently rented this gorgeous Tanya Taylor silk dress for date night and got so many compliments. I wouldn't normally have chosen this style, but with Armoire, you can take chances because if you don't like it, you just swap it out. Right now, our listeners can give Armoire a try and get up to 50% off their first month. That's up to $125 off. Just visit armoire.style/dateable. That is armoire.style, spelled ARMOIRE.style/DATEABLE to get up to 50% off your first month and never worry about what to wear again. Try Armoire today. And if you forget the link, just head to our Instagram and find it under special offers.
Did you know we're eating and drinking roughly a credit card's worth of plastic a week? Yep, that's right. Blue Land set out to do something about it, eliminate the need for single-use plastic in the cleaning products we reach for the most. I'm absolutely obsessed with Blue Land for a couple of reasons. One, how they're helping the environment. Two, how convenient they make my life. And three, how freaking beautiful their pastel containers are. All you have to do is fill your reusable bottles with water, drop in the tablets, and wait for them to dissolve. You'll never have to grab bulky cleaning products on your groceries run again. My partner was a little skeptical the other day if the dishwasher tablets would work as well as the pods we usually use, but after the dishes came out sparkling clean, he was sold as well. It's not only super convenient, but Blue Land is also affordable. Refill start is just $2.25, and you can even set up a subscription or buy in bulk for additional savings. Blue Land has a special offer for listeners. Right now, get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/dateable. You won't want to miss this. blueland.com/dateable for 15% off. That's blueland.com/dateable to get 15% off.
Hi, I'm Yue Xu.
And I'm Julie Krafchick.
We're active daters turned dating sociologists.
Here to dive into everything modern dating and relationships.
Welcome to the Dateable Podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to Brunch Talk, where we dive into your burning dating conundrums, questions. You need advice? We're here for you.
We got you. Every week, we are back with another Brunch Talk, either on YouTube or on the podcast.
We're back on YouTube. We're really trying to get back in the scene here because
it's been an afterthought for a little.
We just want to fit in. We really just want to fit in. But we are here to serve you all because we want to answer your burning dating questions. And the question for this episode is, are different political views a deal breaker?
Yes. And for more context, I've been sleeping with someone on and off for 15 years. It's always good and uncomplicated, and I enjoy this person and the time we spend together. Recently, though, I've seen more political posts from them, and we are on completely different sides of the spectrum. I'm very turned off, especially when he posts about women's rights. Is this a deal breaker, or should I overlook this because, hell, I just want to get laid?
I'm pretty sure there are billions of people out there that you can sleep with.
Yes.
And this probably isn't the only person. I feel like this listener already answered their own question. It is a deal breaker. If this is turning you off, you completely disagree with their views, listen to your gut on that because you already told us. If you are looking to get laid and this person only provided that benefit, I think that benefit can definitely be outsourced elsewhere.
Outsourced for sure.
Right?
It's interesting because in terms of political views, I don't know if I believe it's a deal breaker that you have to hold the exact same views. Where it becomes a deal breaker, though, for me in this circumstance is the women's rights and it's someone you're having sex with.
Yeah.
If it wasn't someone you were having sex with, I think, yes, of course, like there's a lot of gray area and discussion of what that really means. But I think it would be easier at least to separate the person from the belief. But where I'm sitting as a deal breaker is if this person is like anti-abortion, for instance, and you get pregnant with their baby because you're having sex with them. What does that mean? It makes this friends with benefits a little more complicated maybe than it appears on the surface.
I don't even know if this is a friendship. It doesn't sound like you have much of a friendship even. So the only benefit I see in this entire relationship is the sex. And hell, maybe the rage sex is even better. Like if you really hate him,
Just
maybe
use a
you
condom.
can. Maybe it'll get really good, but at some point you're going to want to strangle him, right? For these views that you really don't agree with. If you were just in the beginning stages of dating and wanting to see if there's a future together, that's a different discussion to explore that. But it sounds like this is a hard line of him just really offending you.
So if you had a friend, Yue, like take the sex out of it for now. Let's just say it's a friend that had hard views that were different than yours, but you had a friendship for 15 years. Would that be a deal breaker, or do you think it's because the sex part is added in?
If I truly had a friendship with someone for 15 years, I think that deserves a conversation of why do you feel this way? Can I learn more? I want to seek understanding because there's a friendship there. But if it was just purely a sexual relationship, I don't even think I would take that step. Like, I don't need to get to know this person anymore.
I feel like I used to be someone that was like, it needs to be 100% aligned. And this is like the number one thing for me. So I'm saying this as someone that I feel like I used to be on that stance. And over time, I've realized that there is a lot of intricacy and it's not so like polarizing as the world makes it as like this party and this party. That being said, like different issues, I think those are more of the discussion points.
Yeah.
But if I had a friend that was like totally different than me, I don't know if I would end a friendship because of it. I'd be like,
right.
Okay, I don't agree with this person. And I have a firm stance the other way. I think where this one gets dicey is then it's starting to intermingle it into me, like the sex part for me with women's rights. And again, what is women's rights? I'm assuming abortion from what this person said, but maybe that isn't the case. Or if this is, like, I would have a conversation of like, if this happened, what do we do about it? Or maybe you have a certain opinion too.
Yeah.
But putting that on the table, I think you have to decide, like, is this casualness is not as casual anymore, regardless of what you do.
Exactly. And in 15 years, people do change. It doesn't mean that this person had these thoughts and beliefs from the very beginning. And I've definitely seen people change to really radical beliefs in the last few years, and I've had to cut them out of my life.
Yeah.
There's no room for discussion or compromise. And in this circumstance, it's like, don't think like maybe you were blindsided and how did I not see this for 15 years? People do change. And the last few years, it's been a little crazy, I would say, in the political scene.
That's a good point, too. There's a spectrum of how differing your views are. Like, I think there is not being aligned on every last issue versus like complete radicalness. Like, there is a distinction there. The other part that's interesting with this is like, you know, you say that you enjoy this person, but like, how much have you had this conversation? And is it just that you're seeing it in social media, or are you actually like having conversations with them? It's an interesting paradigm, I think, that you see this person's perspective and you're turned off by it, you get the ick by it. But then when you see them, it's probably in a sexual context and you're not talking about politics at all. It's almost like you shouldn't know this stuff, but you do because of social media.
That's so true. Yeah. If you truly just have a sexual relationship with someone, there's probably so many layers to this person you don't know about. They could have been a former serial killer. You have no idea. Like, right? Maybe you don't get so deep in your discussions, but I'm glad you brought up the social media aspect too, because we also know people who repost shit on social media. They don't actually fully understand.
Yeah.
They think they're supporting some sort of rights.
That's true.
When they're just blindly reposting. A lot of people do this. And if you think that maybe this seems a little bit out of character based on 15 years of watching this person on social media, maybe it is like a out of curiosity. Hey, I noticed that you've been posting some stuff that's like kind of out of character, or I haven't seen you post about this stuff before. I want to learn more. But again, it's like, it's up to you if you want to take that extra effort to do that.
The 15 years is a misnomer to me here. This reminds me of like when people are like, I've been dating someone for 8 months. that they only see them once a week, right?
Yeah.
There's so much weight put on this long time. I remember I had a friends with benefits that probably spanned close to 10 years. But I wouldn't say like this was someone consistent. It was when I was in and out of other relationships. There were a few times where we'd like meet up for drinks, but I would say that was far and few between. Like, how well did I really know this person?
Yeah.
When you think about it. But you could say, oh, 10 years. That feels like you like really know them. So I think the weight, and I mean, this person obviously started this whole thing with 15 years. I'd say remove that. Like, how do you feel about this person current day? And what are you actually doing with this person?
Yeah. Are they adding to your life? Are they bringing value to your life other than sex? And just, again, know the sex. You can get that sex elsewhere. This is not the only person on this planet that can give you sex.
Yeah.
But what other value are they providing you? And have you been hoping for something more? Is that why you've been more invested in their belief system? Is like, having a friends with benefit relationship, as we all know, could turn into real feelings one day. Are you starting to feel that? Like, could this turn into something more? Could I explore my feelings with this person? I think those are all good questions to sit down with yourself and ask first. Get clarity on that.
100%. I do want to talk about like what to do when you start to get this ick feeling, whether it's politics or elsewise, when it's someone that you've been with for at least a decent amount of time. But before we do, let's hear a message from our sponsors.
Summer is basically here, and your wardrobe needs an upgrade, right? Instead of a flimsy fast fashion haul, which I used to be guilty of, now spend your money wisely on high-quality essentials that will last beyond the season. Quince is my spot for quiet luxury without paying luxury prices. They offer a range of must-have items like 100% European linen under $50, 14-karat gold jewelry from $30, and my most favorite recent purchase was a pair of comfy, high-quality biker shorts that cost about half of what I would normally pay. I know you're wondering how they do it. Quince partners directly with top factories to cut out the cost of the middleman and pass the savings on to you. And they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium eco-friendly fabrics and finishes. So I can feel good about getting high-quality items that last longer. Upgrade your closet this summer with Quince. Right now, go to quince.com/dateable to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's QUINCE.com/DATEABLE for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/dateable.
Spring, a time for new beginnings. But you know what adds an extra spring to my step? Our partners at Via Hemp. Whether you want to get better sleep, ease anxiety, enhance your mood, or just get high, they have something for you, including their best-selling High Love Gummy, which will awaken your senses, increase blood flow, and intensify any sexual experience. A couple of weeks ago, I shared some of my gummies with my cleaner, Lou, who we've also had as a guest on this podcast. Shout out to Lou. The first thing he said to me when he came over today was if he could have more because they were that damn good. Personally, I've been liking their 0 THC products. So whether you're a 2 milligram or a 50 milligram user, Via has something for you. So head to viahemp.com and use the code DATEABLE to receive 15% off and one free sample of their award-winning gummies. 21 plus. That's VIIA hemp.com and use the code DATEABLE at checkout. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Take your passion and pleasure to a whole new level with High Love from Via Hemp.
Summer concerts, pool parties, chill nights under the stars. We're stocking up our closet so you're ready to look your best for all of it. At Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston, we're buying all things summer. So bring in your tees, tote bags, sandals, sunglasses, and more. We pay cash on the spot for gently loved name brand looks. Plato's Closet is the go-to destination for trend-forward teens and young adults who support local and shop sustainable. Visit Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
I do think this ick, especially with the political stuff, it is hard to come back from, especially if there's nothing else. Again, we don't know the full story of how much this person knows the person they're with, but let's just say, for example's sake, it's purely sexual. If that's the one thing now that you're holding on to about this person, like they're good in bed and they have political views I drastically disagree with, I guarantee that's going to come into the bedroom.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, it's all going to bleed over. You can't unsee the social media posts, right? You can't unhear what someone says. And that surely feeds into how turned on I am by someone, like them as a person, right?
It reminds me of the Sex of the City episode when Carrie tried to make her friends with benefits into more. Do you remember that? She's like,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
I've had this guy for a round. He seems like such a good guy. Like, why haven't I put him in the boyfriend bucket?
Yep.
And then she like tried to like manufacture a date where they like went to a sushi place and he says like sake to me. And it's like really embarrassing to her and the whole thing. He's just like very uncultured and not the typical type she goes for. And then basically their friends with benefits like disintegrated after that
Mm-hmm.
because she just lost like attraction completely.
Yeah.
And I think like with this one, maybe the answer is if you're gonna have someone like this, you don't have them on social media and you don't have the connection because then you can't learn and it's purely like that's what they're for. That being said, it still opens stuff up for you with all like the women's rights stuff. I don't want to like undermine the sexual health side of it either.
Yeah. Maybe that's a better question is like, how well should you get to know the people that you are sexually involved with if it's purely sexual? I would want to know if they're at least a good person, right? I would think that that would be the basis for even a sexual relationship.
I don't know, though, that you could say that because someone has differing beliefs as you, that they're a bad person.
Mm.
You know, like I think that might be a stretch also.
You don't have to have the same belief system, but do they have similar values? I think I want to know that before I sleep with them.
To me, it depends what the goal of this is. If it's purely a friends with benefits or like,
Yeah.
I feel like a fuck buddy is probably more accurate.
Yeah.
If it's a friends with benefits, maybe there needs to be some of that foundation where you respect and like the person.
Yeah.
That is a big piece of it. But I don't know. I feel like with like the person I had, I was like, it wasn't like I didn't respect him, but I was like, the more I learned about him, I'm like, this could never be someone I dated.
Yeah.
Like we would just not be compatible at all in our lifestyles. Maybe beliefs wasn't out there. I don't even know if I knew his beliefs because like it was that surface level.
But maybe that makes the best kind of fuck buddy.
Yeah.
Is someone you don't really know or care about.
There was a time though, and maybe it was like seeing more of his lifestyle that I did start to like not get attracted and not want it as much.
Yes.
I also think it was a crutch, and maybe this person is also using it too, is like the hell I want to get laid still. It feels like a safe option that you have. And if you remove this option, it could actually let something real or someone that maybe you're more aligned with come into your sphere.
Bingo. That's exactly it. This person is getting in your way. The fact that you took the time out to ask this question to us means that he's occupying all this space in your mind that could be occupied by someone who is a potential, who is a better prospect for you, who has better aligned values with you. So maybe that is the takeaway of this entire episode is get rid of the people who are no longer serving you in any way. They're just taking up space in your mind.
Yeah, and I'm maybe coming around to what you were saying earlier about just like wanting a good person. Maybe that's the bar. Like, we're not going to tell you that you need to look for a long-term relationship. Like, if you want friends with benefits and that's all you want right now, power to you. Like, go for it. There are some seasons in life that a long-term committed, full-fledged relationship just is not in the cards. But maybe the bar that we're all at to have a more fulfilling love life is that we respect the people that we're with, whatever capacity.
Yes. Woo, respect.
This could be a deal breaker. It could be a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is the push you need to get this person out of your orbit.
Yeah, that's it. Did we help you? We help you push this person out. You don't need them.
Or again, we don't know your whole story. If there is so much good about this person, you guys have a full-blown friendship in addition to the sex, then you have to also evaluate, like, is this one piece of information going to counter everything else you know about this person?
My stance is kick them out. Boot them out. Sounds like they're done. Get them out.
My stance is put yourself first. That's my stance because that's
a good one.
With me, when you said like what's important in a friends with benefits, like I think like in the historic sense of like not having to live to this better level, but like I don't need to necessarily know a lot about them if that's purely what it is. But I want to always feel respected. I want to always feel safe. I want to always feel good about myself in that situation. So make sure all of that's in check, especially if you know they have conflicting beliefs to some of that.
Love that. Very good way to wrap this up. Thanks for this question. Really appreciate it. For anybody who wants to ask a question, there's so many ways. You can email us hello@dateablepodcast.com. You can DM us on Instagram @dateablepodcast. You can leave us a comment here on YouTube with your question, or the best way is to leave us a rating and review on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and give us 5 stars. And in the body of your review on Apple Podcasts, you can ask a question there, or you can ask it as a episode Q&A question in Spotify. That's a new feature that you can also do.
YouTube comment. There's so many ways. We love to source all of them. So thank you in advance for leaving them. And why do I feel like we might have more political ones coming as we gear up? So get them in, and we'll be back for all new brunch talks soon.
Bye. The Dateable Podcast is part of the Frolic Media Network. Find more podcasts you'll love at frolic.media/podcasts. You can follow us on Instagram @DateablePodcast and visit dateablepodcast.com for access to all the episodes and our premium programs. Also, make sure to subscribe today if you haven't already on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform, so you are the first to get all the latest episodes. And most importantly, stay dateable.
Before you leave this episode, just a reminder to head over to dateablepodcast.com/programs if you want to get in on our Meeting People IRL Masterclass and see what else we have in store.
Summer concerts, pool parties, chill nights under the stars. We're stocking up our closet so you're ready to look your best for all of it. At Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston, we're buying all things summer. So bring in your tees, tote bags, sandals, sunglasses, and more. We pay cash on the spot for gently loved name brand looks. Plato's Closet is the go-to destination for trend-forward teens and young adults who support local and shop sustainable. Visit Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.